Hello guys, welcome once again. In the last video I have shown you how to use TreeView with your C# application, and I have shown you how to add nodes. So when I click this button it adds node and subnodes, and how to remove nodes. So for example, I select these two nodes and I want to remove them. I select them and I press this and the nodes are removed. In this video, I will show you how to show directory structure which is present in your computer in your tree view. So for example, I have a folder uh, in my computer and I want to show that folder in this tree view structure. So how can I show that? I will show you today. So let's get started. I will take a button to add the directory structure of a folder, and I will change its text as show folder. So I have changed the text of my button show folder, and now I double click it, and in here I will write the code for opening the folder structure. But before that I will make some method to call into this button click event. Okay, so first of all, go at the top, and if you don't have this using system dot io, if you don't have this namespace, just add this at the top of your code, and now we are ready to write our function. So just below your button click event for the directory structure open, just make a new function called this function. So write private static tree node and give it the function name, in my case create directory node, and in this I'm passing the directory info variable. So the variable name is directory info. Okay, and in here I will write the code. So make this function first, and in here in between, first of all we will return this directory node, this one. So I will write return and return this. Okay, not this, but okay, we will return later. So first of all, what we will do is we will declare a var variable which is called directory node. So write var directory node is equal to new tree node, and in the bracket pass this directory info variable dot name. Okay, now in the next line we will write for each loop like this. So write for each, and in the bracket write var directory in directory info, which is this variable, dot get directory bracket and bracket closed, and inside your for each loop write directory node, which is this variable, dot nodes dot add, and in the bracket write create directory node, which is this function itself. Okay, so it's the same name as this, and then in the argument just pass directory, which is this var variable. Okay, and bracket close. Now we will make one more for each loop. So write this for each loop after this for each loop. So write for each, and in the bracket pass var file in directory info, once again this variable dot get files, and in the for each loop pass this directory node dot nodes dot add new tree node, and inside this pass this file variable dot names. Okay, so just remember this and this are the same name, and now we will return this directory node. So write return, not here but here, this was here, by mistake I deleted it. So just copy this variable and return at the bottom. Okay, so we made this function called create directory node. We will make one more function just above this function to give the path and the tree view name. So just give your function a name like this: private void list directory. So this will list the directory in your tree view, and pass here the tree view. So it will take a tree view name and it will take the path of the directory. Okay, so after this just close this function, and inside this function we will pass, first of all we will clear our tree view. So write tree view, which is this variable dot nodes dot clear. Okay, now in the second line write this line. So declare a var variable and name it as root directory info is equal to new directory info, and pass this path variable inside this directory info function. Okay, and in the next line write this. So copy this tree view variable here dot nodes dot add, and in the bracket pass directory create directory node, which is this function. Okay, so we created this function earlier. Just copy this function and paste it here, and inside this argument for this function we will pass this directory info, root directory info variable, which takes the path of the directory. Okay, so we made two functions. One is create directory node, which is like this, and the other function which is list directory, which is like this. Now in your button here we will call this list directory function. Okay, so just copy this list directory, paste it here, and inside this bracket we will pass the name of the tree view. So our tree view name is TreeView1. Just go to the property and copy the name, and once again go here, and as the argument for this list directory pass this TreeView1 name, comma, we will pass the path of the directory we want to show. Okay, so for example I have one directory called HTML CSS. So I will copy the directory path and I will pass it here. Okay, and I will give double slashes instead of single here as a path. So I have given the name of my directory structure, and I have given the path whose directory structure I want to show. Now when I run the program and when I click this button, it should show me the directory structure. So I will click it. It shows me the folder, the same folder which I have here, HTML CSS, right? And this also has HTML CSS. And when I click this plus sign, it shows me all the file which is inside this folder. So first is audio and video file. So this is audio and video file with HTML. Second is box model css dot avi. This is box model css dot avi. So all the files which are present in the same folder will be represented here in your tree view. Okay, suppose it contain my tree view also contains a folder. Let's create a folder, new folder inside my this html.c folder, new. And for example, I insert some new file inside this folder, my SQL file for example. And now when I refresh this once again, and I can see this new folder inside my HTML folder, CSS folder, and inside this I have this MySQL PNG which I have created. So you can show any folder or folder structure inside your tree view like this. In the next video I will show you how to open these files by selecting and clicking these files. So whatever directory structure you have, when you select these file, it will open directly from this tree view structure. So stay tuned and please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.